Today, we're redesigning a damaged kitchen with a stunning panoramic view of Lake Oswego. We gave 3 of our interior designers the mission of bringing out the true beauty in this Asian-inspired lake house. They were given creative freedom to reimagine this kitchen in whatever layout and style they felt would work best for the space. They have epic scenery, exotic exteriors, and a designer pool house as inspiration.
So my personal style when it comes to interior design is kind of more modern.
I generally gravitate towards like mid-century quality craftsmanship. So I also appreciate craftsmen, even Victorian.
I think that there's actually more complexity in designing simple things well than it might look like on the outside. So that's where I lean towards. My initial impression of the house was interesting because the exterior was so different from the interior. On the exterior, you have something that looks very traditional, very out of place here in a good way. This really interesting, unique Japanese roof structure, a lot of exposed wood.
The layout was a little bit tricky, and that was my first challenge of, I didn't want to change too much, but I wanted to do enough that made sense for the flow.
My initial thought process and impression was that, I mean, even the pool house, like we weren't working in that space, but that pool house is beautiful. It has lots of creativity. It being right on the lake and having those views was like instantly, I need to have, you know, lots of light.
I kind of created my list of like, these are the priority issues I want to address. And then started with those instead of starting with maybe like a layout and exactly what would fit inside it.
So my vision for this house was bringing in that natural, I'm gonna say natural flavor from outside and complementing that with more warmer woods, warmer colors on the walls.
A lot of the inspiration for the design came from nature. I wanted it to be calm and relaxing. If the lake's nearby, that's providing a little bit of blue. Green goes really well with blue, and it kind of also feels like you're bringing the outside in.
Starting with that glass wall area, initially I didn't really have the windows in there. I just left it open while I was designing to be like, okay, I'm gonna put windows in here, but I wanna maximize this light, kind of figure out what can fit in here. I really wanted to see how the light would come into this space before I started putting items into it, and then see like how large of a dining space I could get in there and what made sense with, okay, I've got this little nook area back here.
So in the northwest corner, the sink was originally, I think, in this location, and it makes sense because you get a view of the side yard, so you still have a view outside, which is very traditional for a sink. But specifically, I put a workstation sink in, so it's a little bit more luxury item, more for entertaining. So even though this is a calm space, maybe you have multiple people over, or maybe you're having a retreat at your house.
In the kitchen, the design there is more modern. I have waterfall edges on both sides. I have light wood paneling from, that lake house vibe. I have panel-ready appliances, built-in range and microwave. And then for the actual cooktop, it is an InvisiCook cooktop. So you don't see it. It's an induction and it's just a clean countertop.
I put that tile flooring in there with the idea that you could set up a drainage system. So those are just decorative mirrors that I found that I thought helped fill in the space. The wall and the floor there are both tile. I wanted that to be a waterproof or water-resistant material.
I kind of designed for the kitchen to obviously be approachable for the homeowner themselves, but also maybe they have hired somebody to come cook for them. So you could do something small like make eggs for breakfast, but you could also have a chef come in and they would feel comfortable enough to spread out and do their thing. They have a large workstation sink, which has a lot of flexibility in itself, a fairly large range. In that corner is a lot of storage, counter space, concealed hood, one little floating shelf just for a little aesthetic moment. And then to the left of the range is the panel-ready fridge.
Within the island, I also have charging stations throughout from Free Power, where it's just a little docking station because nowadays, we have to have some sort of power. Nobody really likes a pop-up outlet because it takes up countertop. You have to have that little chunk taken out and we can't put it on the side anymore. So this is the ideal alternative for powering in your island.
So the island, which is at the heart of the whole space, I brought some design elements from a different area of this house, which has these extremely unique windows that are kind of like yin yang. So I was bringing some elements. It's not a direct representation, but you can see that it's kind of like a yin-yang feature. It's fully cladded on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides of the island with countertop material. And then there's this recess cutout of those yin-yang shapes on the side with a different material inside of there. I chose the outside finish to be something more muted, more feathery. You can use it over a large amount of space, but then that pop wow countertop feature in the middle. Then of course we underlit, so it almost feels like it's floating with a recessed toe underneath there. So even though it's big and bulky, it kind of feels like it looks very light. You could just lift it up.
So the northwest corner of the kitchen, in here, I had a blend of starting with materials and with cabinet layout, because in this kitchen, I was viewing them as maybe coming here as a retreat. It's not like someplace they're living full time. And so it needed to have the basics, but it didn't need an excessive amount of storage.
The dining room area that I have serves as, you could do a statement table if you want here, but it's not too formal and secluded. And for the light fixtures, I kind of wanted to stick with the circular pattern or that curve, and duplicated that in the fixtures and as well as the seating. It's not like these square seats, they're kind of more circular.
I focused a lot on vertical and horizontal lines and where those should go, with the idea of keeping it really clean and simple. But it's like a really subtle thing, but when you have such a simple space, keeping the lines lined up is really important. But that's where you have all these vertical lines in these wood wall slats are mimicking the vertical lines of the cabinetry and the vertical lines of the large format tile. And all those vertical lines tend to make a space feel a little bit taller. They bring your eye up.
So on the west side, I put in a fairly traditional pantry, but it also doubles as maybe like a kitchenette. You could do a lot of your cooking in there. Also, practicality, I do have a pass through there, as well as like a long, shallow depth cabinetry on the outside of the pantry. It also has sliding shoji doors, so it's bringing a little bit of Japanese influence.
So with the fireplace, I kind of wanted to keep the layout very similar to what it is right now, just kind of updating the finishes. So I still stuck with that modern style, but I wanted to do the inverse, so I used a black countertop material and having the white veining instead, so it didn't blend with the walls. That's a statement piece. So you walk through that main door and it's just fireplace.
And I thought it was nice to have a moment where it was like you could just go sit and be quiet and be looking out these large windows, and there's trees and there's this lake view. And I really appreciated the symmetry in how one side of this space is reflecting the other. I tried to keep that very much in mind.
I also enlarged the windows that are on the side to bring in more daylight throughout that space, because this space is meant for, lounging, sitting there, reading if you want.
I tried to keep everything very lined up. We've got 2 light fixtures hanging over the seating areas. Everything is mimicked on both sides. Everything is balanced. And to me, that's partially what makes a space feel calm.
I have it set up as like a meditation type room or maybe a tea room, but it has a ton of flexibility. You could do it could be a reading room. I thought, well, we could do shoji doors, so it still allows some light through there. It kind of brings the Japanese element through again. It's very natural. It's made of natural materials.
What's the fireplace thing made out of?
That is also the countertop material. Yep, you got it.
I love it.
And then I added in that little bench hearth just for a touch of extra seating, because I could see this being a place where you have, more than just your family over, you have some friends over, and you want to have just a little bit more seating, but have it be integrated.
They already had windows here, and I wanted to leave them because I feel like a lot of the natural light was coming in from there. It's where the lake is, but I added a little bit of a eat-in area, and you would have a beautiful view.
So I created a sunroom with a corner sliding door is what it would be, where you can open those up and bring in that natural air, or you can enclose it and just have your own little seating area outside. They go like this. So the corner, it opens up and basically stacks onto each other. So it becomes a massive opening